straight from an anime DVD perspective, I think. There may be some things I need to cover for y'all that I probably haven't talked a whole lot about. So, first up, we have here Hayate the Combat Butler, Volume 6. Looking forward to continuing this release. Eyeshield 21, Collection 2. Also looking forward to continuing watching that. One Piece Season 3 First Voyage. Hooray for more One Piece. Although interestingly enough, Amazon was not putting this one under animation or anime and manga or something. But fortunately, DVD Aficionado let me know it was coming out. I bought the collection version of the 3 Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta movies. I assume these are just the individual DVDs just released in the package. Movies 1, 2, 3. And then there was Mobile Suit Gundam 0, second season, part 2. Hooray! This is a special edition version. DVD, of course, just looks the same as the box case. And the manga this one came with is second season manga number 2, which features what's their faces. The most confusing arrivals, though, are probably Dragon Ball Z Season 6 and Dragon Ball GT Season 2, which, if y'all have seen my videos before, you know I'm basically just buying these again. But to explain that, I'm going to have to talk about another project. This is my anime media server. I don't remember if I ever talked to y'all about it. But basically, I'm using it to keep backups of all of my DVDs. Give myself quick access to them if I want to rewatch an anime or something. And there's some stuff I rewatched this week that's kind of relevant to this. As you can see, bundle of cables here to these two things over here, and some PCI option cards have allowed me to expand the number of hard drives this system can take to 14. Now, it just occurred to me that coincidentally, these 4 2TB drives and these 4 1.5 terabyte drives mean that basically has 14 terabytes of disk space, and I'm booting off of an SSD there. Pretty simple, straightforward. All I did was buy a low wattage processor and a low wattage motherboard to construct it. Now, onto why I bought a second version of these. Well, it's just my way of handling a problem that I encountered when trying to copy this one onto the server. Where basically the first disc in Season 6 has this really deep scratch in it. I put it through my DVD resurfacer a couple of times, and the scratch, although very subtle, remained there. I mean, I put it through there like 4 times, and you don't want to do that too much because you're actually taking away some of the plastic when you're actually sanding it. So it was in pretty bad shape, and I figured this would be quicker and easier, especially since I'm running out of parts for the resurfacer. Likewise, I experienced the same problem with Dragon Ball GT, but the effect is a little more noticeable. So if we go here to disc 1, yeah, you can kind of see it. This discolored chunk there, like a couple of layers did not get attached correctly or glued together correctly. I don't know, but this disc would not read period, so I went ahead and replaced it. So it's good I mentioned the Anime Media Server, because I watched a couple of things off of it over the week, and they're kind of buried in various places in the collection, hard to dig out, and I can't remember where one of them is. But it's still worthwhile to mention them, I think, because people like to hear what somebody like me who's seen hundreds of series has to say about stuff. So, the three things that come to mind that I remember watching, I watched the first episode of Ouran High School Host Club because I consider it to be a really clever episode, and the rest of the series is actually pretty fun and entertaining, but the first episode drew me in, and I just basically had other projects to work on. I also watched the first episode, the alternative version of the first episode of Tower of Juraga, which I thought was a very interesting take at the beginning of the series. A bit more interesting than the original first episode, if only because it was slightly less confusing, although that was a confusion that came after the confusing opening, and it was all actually an amusing kind of confusion. The other thing I watched off the server was the Goblin Cat arc of Samurai Horror Tales, which was just as awesome as I remembered feeling it, even though I couldn't remember what exactly happened. I mean, totally awesome. It's no surprise that they made Mononoke because of that, because it was just that awesome. So, going on to other things, since lots of buzz about these, Toradora. It was the most exciting thing I've watched in a while. I mean, a while for me could be like a month or two or something, but I went in there expecting a tsundere anime, and it delivered it more perfectly than I think any other tsundere featuring anime out there. I mean, Taiga, she just takes the stage in this anime, and it was great. I also watched Persona, and you know, it's not as good as Toradora, obviously, because I'm not super excited about it, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And I mentioned before that this book that they included in it seemed to be something from the story, and of course it turned out to be that. But we're not talking about rocket science here. So, a lot of people have been talking about the ghosting issues, of course, that are on here. What those really are I think, a bad attempt maybe to process out interleaving in the original, from the original source. I haven't taken too close a look at the original video, but overall it's not too bad, because it looks like some artifact site that I introduced when I try and de-interlace stuff anyway, so it just was mostly more noticeable when it's doing pans. The pictures mostly look worse than they actually are, in my opinion. So I'm not actually going to turn these in, but I might wait a couple months and still buy secondary copies of these, assuming they fix that issue, and you know, I could probably do a video comparison or something. In fact, maybe y'all want me to do a video demonstration of what I've seen of the ghosting stuff so far. Don't know.